Hi there, and welcome to Divine Resolution Tarot. My name is Chanel, and I am the resident reader for this YouTube channel, as well as for the Divine Resolution Tarot business that operates in Minnesota. If you'd like to work with me, all of the information is in the description box down below. This reading is a look at what the Divine Feminine is thinking and feeling about her Divine Masculine for the month of March. We're also going to take a look at what the Divine Feminine thinks the Divine Masculine is thinking, as well as what she thinks he's feeling, and how that's affecting her over the next few weeks. I have filmed a reading for the collective Twin Flames where we're taking a look at the relationship for the next few weeks. I also have a reading up for the Divine Masculine, and it mirrors this reading so that you can see what he's thinking and feeling for his Divine Feminine. I'll put the link to all of those videos down below for you. So let me just pull some cards and I will see what I see, and then I will tell you. All right, bottom of the deck is the Five of Wands in the upright. So it looks like there's some conflict. It also looks as though this is the energy of the feminine being very tired of feeling bad. This is also the energy of the feminine starting to give her time or attention to other people, okay? This looks to me as though there could be a commitment that the feminine is considering with someone else, one of her other suitors. This is her letting go of the past, letting go of her masculine, to be quite honest. This is her releasing a situation that she felt was very unfair. It looks as though with this Lovers in the reverse and the Chariot in the reverse, the good was good, but the bad was bad. And it just seemed as though it wasn't going to move forward, and moving forward with this connection, it seems as though there was a burden. It would have been too much of a burden, but there was also outside influences in this situation. This looks as though we have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups in the reverse. So King of Cups reversed is looking at a missed opportunity and misplaced passion or a lack of action, while our Queen of Cups reversed is looking at the Knight of Wands, and he's also in the reverse. And that talks a lot about someone who, they're hot and cold, right? Or they take your heart and they run off to the next, right? So this is kind of the energy here of the King, which would be the masculine energy, looking at his actions and feeling as though he missed out on something due to being promiscuous or unfair or not moving the situation forward. And this is the feminine feeling as though she gave her heart away too soon to her masculine without really waiting to see if he would reciprocate. And so the takeaway for her here is that she'd like to be open to someone else. This is her taking what she can from this situation and deciding to make a new plan, and probably feeling a little bit on guard when it comes to her masculine energy for the next few weeks. So what the Divine Feminine thinks about her Divine Masculine, we have the Page of Swords coming out. So when Page of Swords comes out, this is someone who is very guarded. They're communicative, they're willing to talk, but they're also not easily swayed. This is someone who, because they're a page, they may be a bit stubborn and they know what they know, right? They're not the kind of person that would just like assimilate a new idea into their reality and have that be the truth, right? This is someone who is very discerning. They're very skeptical. This is a very suspicious energy. This is someone who really is kind of like, I need to see it, for myself. You telling me doesn't mean anything until I see it, right? This talks a lot about past hurts when this Page of Swords comes up. This talks about trust issues. So the feminine is feeling a lot of trust issues towards her masculine. I feel as though she doesn't, with that frenemy, right? For sure, she doesn't even know if she can really be his friend. I think there's an energy of wanting to cut him out because he's been very indecisive in the past. And she doesn't want to be in a space of always watching what he does or feeling jealous. This is really the energy of kind of wanting to go about her business and find someone new, right? Now, there's been a period of stagnation. There's been waiting, probably waiting for communication is what this is looking like. And we have the commitment coming out with the indecision in the reverse. So when any swords comes out, that can absolutely talk about an ultimatum. To me, this is someone standing their ground. And because there was so much indecision in the relationship, this is making a decision not to reunite with the masculine at this time because she's decided to do something else, right? And so this is kind of that conversation that may be very disappointing to the masculine, but it's looking as though this is her saying, these are all the reasons why I've decided to do something new, or these are all the reasons why I don't feel as though I can be with you. I think what's coming through here for what she thinks about her masculine is that she's always on the outside, right, of any other commitments he's been in. And she's had to wait through all of his indecision. So now this is really the energy of her deciding once and for all that she's not dealing with this anymore, rather than being put in a place where she's having to wait on him. It's like she's taking back her own power, right? What's really interesting about this commitment card, though, is that this woman is wearing a wedding ring, but she has 2 rings right on her necklace. So even though there's this very public commitment, it's like there's still this commitment that's over here that's very close to her heart. Okay? So for you masculines, if you're watching, I feel like you're still in the feminine's heart space, even if she's doing something else. There is still an energy of wanting this, or keeping this close to their heart or their soul. It's just more in the 3D. She's choosing to do something else right now. I'm going to pull a Divine Feminine card to see what our Divine Feminine has going on in her headspace, please. All right. It says, I want to be here. Tell me more. Because initially when I made these cards and I said, I want to be here, that was kind of channeled to me. And it was the feminine speaking to her masculine and saying, I want to be here. I want to be with you. But I feel like where the feminine is right now, if that's with someone else, she's coming through as saying, I want to be here right where I am. So let's see anything else that the Divine Feminine is thinking about her Divine Masculine. Because I think she also thinks that the masculine wants to be the person that she's with, to be quite frank. But this is also her feeling like she's made the right decision for herself. She thinks that she misses him so much. And it says, I forgive you. But it also says, how do you forget me so easily? And so for you masculine who are watching, this is the energy of your feminine releasing this and forgiving you. But because she did miss you, right? And it seems as though you didn't communicate or you took too long. This is her choosing a new place that she wants to be because she feels as though you've forgotten her. Okay? What the Divine Feminine is feeling for the Divine Masculine is the 6 of Cups in the reverse. So for some of your Divine Feminine out there, masculine, they're feeling as though you may have been a karmic partner, that you weren't really their twin, It's like they've started to give up on this situation. They are really focusing on the bad times that you shared together, and they're feeling a lot of grief, but they're also getting into a space where they feel like they can't grieve you anymore, and it's time for them to move on. Give me an oracle card. Yeah, new love. Anything else? Rejection. And then loneliness in the reverse and quality time in the reverse. So it's literally the energy of like, well, masculine, you never made time. You didn't take me places, or you didn't do things with me. And I was tired, of only having sex with you or being here when you wanted me and feeling alone, right? Especially when there's someone that would give all the time, right? If there's someone else. It was getting into a space where the feminine was starting to contemplate her future. And this is the energy of like, I don't want to be in a relationship where I still get old and I'm by myself. Okay. Give me a card for my feminine energy for how she's feeling about the divine masculine. Because she's really in a space of not wanting to repeat the past with the Six of Cups in the reverse. I feel so betrayed by you. You need to fix this, and how can you be so cold? So this is her, taking what she can from the situation and closing out this chapter in her life. And, going off with this new person, or putting herself out there to meet new people because she's tired of always feeling rejected and betrayed, right? What the divine feminine thinks the divine masculine is thinking is the Nine of Swords in the reverse. So there's an element here of, it's a few things. Divine feminine thinks the divine masculine doesn't care the way that she did when she watched him move on with other people. There's an element here of the feminine thinking that the masculine feels as though she's always going to be stuck and wait on him. And I think that's part of what's making her get up and go. There's also an element here of the divine feminine thinking that the divine masculine is thinking that his worst fears have been confirmed. If there was a silence between the two of you and it went on for a while, I think that the feminine probably felt the masculine wonder if she was with someone else, or worry that she had found someone else. And maybe, in the beginning it wasn't like that, but as time went on, she did start to move forward, right? She did start to allow her heart to heal and maybe even open up to someone else, or even go out and date. I'm going to pull a card from my masculine pile so I can see what the divine feminine thinks the masculine is thinking. I'm letting go of the past. So feminine energy is feeling as though now the masculine wants to let go of anyone else, right? Now the masculine is like, oh man, I've been stuck, and I see that it's time for me to make a move, right? For my next card, I have what is the divine feminine thinking the divine masculine is feeling. So we have judgment, and that is a final decision. I think that for some of the divine feminines out there, they think their masculine feels judged by them, right? But this is also the energy of feeling as though they want a second chance, feeling like they need to make a serious change, right? For some of you, you feel as though you feminine out there are feeling that your masculine may be trying to go back and deal with a karmic partner or someone else, for the simple fact that it looks like there's a lot of people who have kind of that soul tie or that energy to one another. For how the divine feminine thinks her masculine is feeling, this is about really taking a look at actions here and kind of seeing like karma coming into play. So if the masculine is watching the feminine move on, the the feminine is feeling that the masculine is in a space of only being able to accept his karma, and that's kind of how he sees it. It's like, wow, I brought this on myself, right? Tell me, what does the divine feminine think her masculine is feeling? I always come back to you. I let you down and I have trust issues. So that's what I was saying. He feels as though he wants that second chance, but he's also seeing the things that he needs to fix, right? And I think that the feminine can energetically feel that her masculine is starting to panic a little bit, or to really be like, oh my gosh, is this over? What did I need to do better? How can I fix this, right? For how this is affecting her, all of this, we have the Emperor in the reverse. So this is her feeling the loss of her masculine, right? This is her moving on with a soulmate, or move on with someone new, and her putting herself first. Because when the Emperor comes out in the reverse, this goes back to the energy of the Empress. So she's no longer in a space of putting herself on hold for her Emperor, right? She's not giving him any kind of authority to dictate the pace of the relationship or what she does next. This is her taking herself out of the equation by removing him from her life. I'm going to pull some oracle cards because this is sad. So let's see what we have. Give me advice for my divine feminine viewers, please. I'll take 2 and then I'll pull advice for divine masculine viewers. All right, so for you feminine, we have you're being helped. Heaven is working behind the scenes to help you, even if you don't see results yet. And I can say that when I was reading for the masculine energy, that's absolutely the case, because I'm seeing a huge death of the ego, okay? We also have empowerment. You're more powerful than you realize. It's safe for you to be powerful. For some of you feminine, you may feel a loss of stability with this Emperor in the reverse, but this is you being able to step into your own power and be able to kind of figure out where you're going moving forward, rather than considering your masculine in the process. It's time for you to make yourself the star of your own life, right? For you masculine energies, let's get some advice, please. This came out before in your reading, masculine mother healing. I'm going to actually extend that to not just go with mother, but healing the feminine energy within, because I feel as though now the energy has swapped and the feminine energy is stepping more into their masculinity, whereas the masculine are now playing the more feminine role and having to get in touch with their feelings during this cycle and this separation. So you have mother healing. As your feelings toward your mother heal, your desires manifest more rapidly and accurately. And we also have rest. You've been working hard, take a nap and get some rest. So for you masculine, if you're very in your head about this, it seems as though this is a necessary step, rather than try to distract yourself by doing anything that could be considered toxic or even sabotaging your own well-being or progress in your life. It would be a very good time for you to just relax, okay? Try to be good to yourself and get some rest is what this is looking like, as well as do some emotional healing. I'm going to take this to the extended reading. We're going to take a look at what the divine feminine wishes she could tell her masculine, what she knows she made her masculine feel that she regrets the most, how she's currently dealing with it, how it affects her actions towards her masculine, what Spirit's doing to work on the divine feminine to facilitate this union, as well as the action she'll take in the coming weeks. Finally, I will pull some more oracle cards for advice. So if that's something you're interested in, the information is down below. Thank you for allowing me to read for you, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye. I didn't know how to love you. So this is talking a lot about pointing out the flaws, right? Being overly critical, making the masculine feel as though he's not good enough or he doesn't have everything he needs to really give love, you know. And I think that when she was harsh to you, or however she may have treated you through her own pain or frustration, it made you feel inadequate.